Was 16, ducking hollow shells. My routine was the clientele. Another gram, another scale. Another sack, another sale.
Brought to you by Kaya Herb House. Respect the roots.
Check it out, y'all. What's going down? This is Lil ETV on Knuckle Media and Knuckle TV. We're here with another episode of Lil ETV. I'm in my own lane with my beautiful host. She's back in effect, LaToya Lane. And today we have a special guest, a real true OG, a good friend of mine, you know what I mean, goes back to the Ruthless era, you know what I mean, goes back to the Death Row era. It's a true West Coast individual and OG, I can say myself, from Inglewood, California. Christopher the Glove Taylor, you know what I mean? So you guys welcome him, you know what I mean? And it's my OG for the night on Lil ETV.
Thank you.
So what's happening with your glove?
Man, smoking, sweets.
Yes, that's right. We want to shout it out in there straight forward. You know, we are sponsored by Richard Ruthless, but I want Glove to go ahead and tell you about his, you know, sweets. Because, you know, he kicked it off early. We usually do the roll-up hour, you know what I mean? And I'm going to go ahead and pass, you know, me and my host, her own joint. We just going to get it in. Early. Because I know sitting here with Glove, we going to really sit there just rock.
You're going to have
really
to come
go back down memory lane.
You don't really break this.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He got me messing around and doing stuff a little early. So we're going to push the effect and roll up out for our special guest a little early because he kicked off with his sweets, which is his pre-roll, which is wrapped in a, what is that now?
It's not a pre-roll, it's a hand roll.
Hand roll, there you go. So
it is a hand-rolled tobacco-free blunt with a glass tip. And it's got concentrates in it, mostly diamonds.
Ooh.
So, okay. Crystalline we do.
Crystalline. There you go. See, and everybody knows that when we talk, I get back down to my high, get down high, do my thing. I do the joints, of course. I love the fact that he sit there and said tobacco free. But you know what I mean? That's finally somebody that actually gets down with their flower and some concentrates in it. You feel what I mean? So
yes, sir, bro.
He got the diamonds, the crystallines, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
What do you prefer more so in it? The diamonds itself or the rosin, like rosin, or kind of just a little bit of everything?
So I usually do tasters, different types of, it's the way I apply this, now I don't use distillate, but the way I apply my concentrate to the cannabis leaf, I prefer the actual, I used to use the sauce in the diamonds.
Wow.
You know how you have the diamonds and it gets harder, they grow?
Yes.
I would take the sauce, which is the terps and all that.
All on the outside, yeah.
And mix it in with the thing, right? But then I decided I'd grind up the diamond itself. And I was like, you know, so the main thing is, if I have a good tasting flower, then I just hit it with the power from whatever diamond.
All right. See, he really getting down. Right.
Unless I got like a weak flower. So then I go get a hot, high octane, very terp. Right.
You got formula.
It works. I know how to make money out of it. I sell dubs, bro. My shit $20.
Okay.
I'll sell dubs.
I got to check him out. I got to come see him. Because I get down. You feel what I'm saying?
I know you do.
In the backpack and the cut. I just went before I even came, you know what I mean, to the compound. And I met up with my OG. I had to go and stop and give me some batter, some live resin batter.
There you go.
And I had to go get me some live resin diamonds.
So if you got diamonds. Some of that on your roll-up, I'll show you. I'll make you a sweets live. You got some gloves?
Man, we going to find somebody.
Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to make you some.
What? Yeah.
And you go small. I'm going to show you how to kind of make what we do. And it's a fucking, my shit is normally, the last batch I did, 41%.
41%. There you go. It's some strong shit.
Yeah. And see, so it's this tube, right? So you can smoke it, put it in here,
Let
go
them get
out.
that. Make sure y'all catch that. Show them.
You can take that bad boy.
Sweet, so they know how to get it. Y'all go and clock it. We gonna talk. We gonna do some big things. You know what I mean? Richard Ruthless is 96 dispensary through Southern California, and we want to work with the Glove. I'm telling him straight out on the rip that I want to sit here and get his things and you know on the shelves where we are represented on the shelves. And get this family rotation still going.
Oh, yeah, man. We could definitely get y'all on shows. It ain't no issue. We are trying to, actually, this is a funny thing now. Finally, I'm holding mine back because my manufacturing department is very small.
Yeah.
Like, I've rolled probably 9,000 blunts.
Wow.
Me?
Yourself?
Yeah, it's me. And
That's
then,
right.
like, 2 people. Like, that work for me.
Okay.
I roll.
Wow, that is impressive. Wait, hold on. So you guys are like your own little...
Yeah.
Okay.
He's doing his
so
own
we're
work,
a real black company. It's only about it's me and my partner.
Oh, okay.
And then we got 2 Big Ed, and we got another guy that works with us. It's 4 of us, and we're
he's getting down. He's getting down doing it.
Yeah, We're in Caliva, like we're in those
Okay.
kind of stores.
Yeah.
So what happens is we choose where we want to go because we want to pass the savings on to the patient.
That's
Right.
So if you're gonna take my thing for X on wholesale and sell it for triple or 2.5, I'm not selling it to you.
Right.
And then we can do that, because we're now, the next thing is Massachusetts and New Jersey. So 12 states is calling. All we got to do is show up and bust them out. You're going to be in the jet, and we're going to go and move all of this
Let's
stuff.
do that.
It's not hard. And they can't. So we're a solution, bro. People can't sell weed.
Yeah.
Right.
But we can.
Right. Solution.
There you go.
Exactly.
Sweets.
That's all it is.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we can make Lil Eazy. Sweets. Sweets is the brand.
There you go.
The cut is the cut.
Yeah.
However much you get is what you happy with.
There you go. There
You know, and then when we jump other brands off. We tagged Nug on here the first time. They weren't as big as they are. We got them in stores because they didn't have a blunt.
Yeah.
So then they were in over 200 stores, but we got them in other stores because of the blunt. So we have more power than we think.
Right.
We were the first blunt on the market legal in January 2020. We put El Blunto.
January 2020.
We pushed everybody. Those places couldn't even get purchases because we were in there.
That's right.
But we sell out, and then they got to order more blunts,
$20.
and it's just me.
Right.
So I need 10 more me.
There you go. You need to rock with the whole distribution.
Right.
So that's where we come into play. Well, you know what I mean? We get this Richard Ruthless distribution going on. Me and Glove gonna keep the rotation going. You know what I mean? Like the original love that he goes back to. You feel what I'm saying? So to some of you young ones out there, we were just sitting there, speaking not too long ago about how we still be at these shows, and you know what I mean? You have these little what you call them? Baby club hoppers.
My God.
You know what I mean? That might not know too much, but Glove, I want you to sit here and take them back down memory lane. I know I have some specific questions that I want to sit here and just yearn to sit here and conversate and talk to. So it's a pleasure having you here, brother. You know what I mean? And just going back, but let them know, let them know how you started, where you started in the game. Because I could go back and talking about breaking, Poe Broken Lonely, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my R&B group.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying?
Your brother loved us, man. He signed us. I want an R&B group. Y'all gonna be the first R&B group on a rap label. Ruthless.
Richard Ruthless,
first R&B group on a rap label.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but no, I started as a DJ.
There you go.
I played basketball and I went to college for aeronautical engineering. I wanted to make the space shuttle.
Wow.
But I wasn't aware of secret space programs. And so I'm in college, I'm getting down, I'm whoop-de-whoop, whatever, minority engineering program, CSUN, space shuttle takes off.
Yeah.
I quit school. That's what I wanted to make. I'm like, So I'm walking around. I lived in Ladera Heights, not Inglewood, but I went to Inglewood High School. I went to Inglewood High School, so I got love for Inglewood.
We always consider it the same until we start saying, "Oh, damn, Ladera is."
It's a little different.
It is different. You know what I mean?
It is.
And to me, as I got in my generation, it was where the more the prettier ladies was at.
It is
the more finer honey.
It is, and they be in the house.
Yeah, mama teaching them right. You know what I mean?
So yes,
and then they come out.
And then they come out on Saturday to do a yard sale.
There you
go. Oh my God, you live over here?
Right,
and you be like, yeah, I live next door. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
That's what they're. But no, it was
okay for sure.
Yeah. So, but I grew up on 64th Street, so Ladera is also rolling 60 territory.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So they go all the way to Culver City.
All the way down.
I'm in actually the war zone because it's a border. Yeah. Inglewood is on the other side of the shopping center. So they keep it safe there, but it's a war zone, really. So being from over there, man, and being from the west side, and I was just, what can I do for a living to be the best at it? So I had played basketball, and I was like, Magic Johnson had just came to the Lakers. It was 79. He was just getting drafted.
Showtime.
Okay. I was like, okay, not basketball. That dude way too good.
Yeah, right.
What?
Yeah. I was like, no, not Jordan or nothing. It was this guy.
Yeah.
Magic. Oh, and
okay,
Bird.
we can talk about that soon. We're going to talk about that.
So after that, it was like, what can I do? And the words DJ came into my mind. I don't know why. So I was like, okay, God, what's a DJ?
Wait, so it wasn't like you had a passion for music necessarily?
So I did, but I didn't realize. So back up a few steps. When I was 12 years old, I learned how to play the organ. That was my first.
Okay.
I used to sing. Yeah. I used to be a little I was in the boys choir. So I was a singer,
okay,
9.
That makes sense.
And then 10. And then I learned how to play the organ. I was all through church.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to learn the piano. My mom it was only piano, organ, or some violin or some. They didn't have synthesizers.
Yeah.
They didn't have none of that.
Yeah.
It wasn't created.
Yeah.
So I wanted the electric thing. I want that one. It's a
Right.
machine. It's not a piano.
Right.
So you got to buy me an organ. So she bought a $3,000 Hammond organ and put it in the house.
Yeah.
And put me to class. I was like, okay. So I learned, the guy who taught me, he had one of those on the wall, a platinum plaque.
Yeah.
And he said, his name was Toussaint McCall. And he had a hit record playing the organ. Like Billy Preston with the piano, he had a hit with the organ. So I said, what's that? He said, if you learn how to do this, you can get that. I said, all right. And he never lied. I learned how to play the organ. Then I started playing in some churches and stuff, but I wasn't really the church organ guy.
Yeah.
So when I went to high school, I played in the band at Inglewood High School, but I played the Fender Rhodes because we didn't have enough trumpets to make the music. So I had to play the melody. So they used to set me up on the football games, plug me up, and I was on a riser. And I would play the song. You know how you played?
Yeah.
The song is mostly in the chords and a little melody.
Yeah.
And so all of our songs sounded like the record because it was a Fender Rhodes, was on everything back then. So we had a Rhodes, so I was playing that. So in high school, I kind of played the keyboard for the marching band, which is kind of, it wasn't jazz band, it was the marching band, but I was on a Fender Rhodes. So from there, that's where I'm out of high school now and I'm walking. So that was my performance understanding of music. Like I always wanted to be in the band and stuff, but I wasn't like good enough to be the dude that was up on stage with the guitar and the drummer and stuff. So, but I just didn't know.
No,
and
right.
I've always, when I was younger, I was shy and I probably did have a confidence problem until I got on the basketball court. I owned you then. It didn't matter.
I heard that.
I like 7 foot and up. I'm taking you. Where you?
You're pretty tall though.
Yeah, I'm 6'6", but I was 6'4", but I could jump and I got really long arms.
Yeah.
So the really long arm part, that's the key. You trust me. I can go up and around and move my shit up.
That's right.
They can't even, what are you going to do?
Right.
And then when I turn sideways, I'm wide. So if I put the ball over here and you're over there, you can't get to that. We can't
what?
The ball
can't wait to get to sports.
You can't.
So when you determined that you was really dominating, what position did they have you at 6'4" in high school?
Point guard.
Wow. So yeah, you was a big point guard back then.
I was fast.
But then looking at Magic and you guys seeing that,
I was him, but he was bigger. I thought I was a big guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was bigger.
Yeah, because
and fast. Man, look, there's a picture. Before we go to that, I'm gonna just say this. There's a picture of Magic Johnson dribbling the ball, pointing down court. He got the ball. The ball is on the ground. You know how you're bouncing it, and his hand is like this, like he's fully extended. The ball is this thin on the ground. You understand what I'm saying?
Low.
That's how hard he dribbled the ball.
Oh,
Smashed the motherfucker flat.
Whoa, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, he dribbled the ball so hard you couldn't. Remember when Norm Nixon said, "Oh man, you all the way up here. I'm gonna just reach in there. You're gonna break your hand."
Yeah,
reach. That's what Magic used to do. He reach, please reach. And he threw passes so hard. Like it's funny in this show. That one, I'm sorry, I switched reels, but he hit dudes in the face with the ball like 3 times, and I seen him do that. That's what he used to do. He throw the ball so
I was gonna
fast.
ask you, do you watch the show?
We'll get to that. I'm gonna leave it. But I'm gonna go back to the DJ. So I could do all of that and play basketball, but I was like, I want to be the best in the world. I don't even know who else is in the world.
Yeah.
What else? And it was DJ. So I said, okay, what's that? How do I figure this out? So I had to figure out so when I started, they had record players. You know what a record player is? It's like a component set. It's a record. You can put 45s. It got an 8-track and it got some radio knob on it.
Had plenty of them in the house.
So I was like, okay, so a record player. I need 2 record players, right?
Yeah.
Because I want to play. So imagine the dude with 2. Each one of them got speakers.
Real talk.
It's a full set.
Yeah.
So you got 2 different stereo systems. I'm like, how the freak do I connect 2 systems together? So I started hanging out at Radio Shack.
Wow.
I'd walk to Radio Shack every day and just look around and dude would talk to me. And then he showed me, he said, well, you could put he was trying to help. He had the record players. You could put this mixer. It was a mixer with some knobs on it.
Yeah.
But it would you could put the input. So I was like, okay. Yeah, but I want to play records and make them go, and I don't know. So then I got a job at Burger King. And at Burger King, my homeboy rest in peace, Tony Joseph worked there. He's a DJ. He said, I started working there. I was on fries, you know.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, you had to have met like a DJ.
I had to meet a DJ. Exactly. So I was on fries. I was working it. I'm hitting my head on the thing all the time, you know, because I'm so tall. Like my hat always getting knocked into the fry grease, right?
That is so funny.
So they moved me to the front. I became assistant manager because of that. Yeah, exactly, bro. I was like, get your ass. Yo, if you want another batch of fries.
Right.
Yeah. So I moved to the front. I met him. He was on the drive. No, it was no drive-thru. He was on that register over there. This before drive-thru.
Wow.
So trip this. I was talking and I was like, man, I'm trying to figure. He said, where you go at lunch? I'm like, I'm going to Radio Shack. I'm trying to figure out, I want to be a DJ. He said, I'm a DJ. I was like, it was like slow motion. You know how the girl's hair be blowing? I looked over, his hair was blowing slow.
Yeah,
I said,
you knew it.
You
knew it. Yeah, this is
real?
destiny.
Yeah.
This is destiny right here.
So he said, after work, we're going to go to my house.
Right.
I was like, all day. It was an 8-hour shift too. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
So finally, get off work,
that shit was over.
go to his house. So he said, let me set up my equipment. I said, okay, cool. I'm going to figure it out now. Equipment. He pulled out a record player. I'm like, oh, God. I know that part.
Right,
he got record player. So here come the other record players and speakers, right? I'm thinking he going to do the shit I'm doing, right? He pulls out a turntable. It was a little bitty SLB1 Techniques turntable by itself. The platter part, I was like, oh my God, what's that? He said, it's a turntable. He put it down. He got a record player and a turntable. Totally mismatched, right?
Yeah.
Then he pulled out a mixer, but it had a crossfader on it. I was like, I didn't say nothing. I watched him. He set it up. He put it down. You know, sometimes I get quiet. So I shut up. He put it together, and then he started with the Brothers Johnson. Then he's jamming this Light Up the Night, right? Because that's what was hot back then, the whole Brothers Johnson, before Michael Jackson dropped. Remember that? If you listen to Michael Jackson's album, it sounds like the Brothers Johnson with him singing.
Wow.
That's exactly what it is. Like that Light Up the Night. I think Michael Jackson even wrote that, or the guys who wrote that wrote some of his songs. Anyway, not just Quincy. So he's mixing these songs. He gets the other one, he blends it. He's a blender, so he's laying these beats in perfectly, bro. He didn't make no mistakes. I'm like, this dude is a DJ.
Yeah.
And I watched him, and I just watched him. That's all I ever did. I watched him once.
Yeah.
He made a tape, and I went home. And then I had Grandmaster Flash. I figured that, so I go home.
Yeah.
I'm going to, I quit school, remember? So now I'm at Cal State. I left Cal State and I'm at SMC. All of us, Santa Monica College, right? Party school. I'm in the broadcast program so I can get a student loan.
Yeah, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm about to get a car, right? I'm like, I'm going to get a car with the student loan. So I go, so I'm getting this gear and I'm getting into it. I'm starting to price it now. I know what I'm getting. And I said, Dad, I went to my dad. I said, hey, you know what? I'm about to get a student loan, but can I buy some DJ equipment with this instead of books? And he was like, you can buy whatever you want.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
We went to Federated. I bought the mixer. I had a GLI mixer, 2 SLB1 turntables, an amp, the speakers, the whole nine. Bam.
What to get?
Bailed to the house. He let me set it up in the garage, and I was off. My dad and mom, they let me do whatever the fuck I wanted to do. Yeah. Like you was trying to build rockets, so here, man, do this because I know you feel really bad.
Like did they know? Like were you talented? Yeah, okay.
Girl, I was in a minority engineering program. I had to win. Wow. I had to enter. I had to get into that, and I was screw up in school. So what I used to do in school was that I get a test. I got 25 questions. It's 5 different groups. Each one got a harder question than the other.
Yeah.
So I picked the 5 hardest questions, one in each section. Turn it in. I do those 5. So I get those right.
Oh, you're a savant.
And I missed all the other ones because I didn't do them.
Not a savant.
So I got an F because I did 5.
Oh, right.
Because I figured I picked the hardest ones. You can't, I know how to do the other stuff. I just don't feel like I'm going to get a cramp in my hand from writing 25 math questions with the truth. And
right.
So anyway, I used to get my ass in trouble for that. I get an F on the test and I never do homework, but I know how to do all the work.
Yeah.
And so they were like, we don't know what to do with him. So that's where that shit came from. So my dad was like, yeah.
I heard that.
But you got to do station identification, man.
What? Yeah. I definitely do, man. Check this out. We're going to take a break right now, man. We'll be back with you. We're going to give some love to our sponsors. Matter of fact, we're going to actually give you a little shout out and a little fuse of some things to recap this edition of Kush Stock Magazine, and brought to you by Kush Stock Magazine, the Knuckle TV, and Knuckle Media. Matter of fact, me and Glove was out there at Kush Stock, you know what I mean? So be tuned and you'll see a lot of special things.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be back.
Brought to you by Kaya Herb House. Respect the roots.
What's going on? What's going on? It's Lil ETV. We're back. Again, brought to you by Nuggle TV, Nuggle Magazine for the Kush Stock edition. Shout outs to Dr. K, Cannabis Talk 101, and Richard Rufus Cannabis. Also, the sweets. There we go, baby. So we back with the Glove. My homeboy, we just sit here, man. They got me going. We all sit here nice and tasty and blowing. And we going to sit here and keep, get back and recap a little few things about how his journey into DJing was going, as Latoya was touching up on, and, continuously there.
You ever heard of Uncle Jam's Army? See there?
Yeah.
I
It's
love
a lot
that.
of that. Yeah.
I love that. No, that's perfect.
No, oh yeah, you like that, huh?
Oh yeah. Yep. So the whole thing with that. So finally now I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I figured out the scratching thing the same way, my mom called me, I scratched the record, it was on I stopped it.
Yeah.
You making too much noise. This is it. That was it. Once I figured out the wiki scratch, that's like the Rosetta Stone of scratching.
Yeah.
Once you figure that out, you can do anything.
So is that kind of like what made you, because you became a producer?
Well, no, I became a DJ, a producer of beats with records.
Yeah.
So what we
Okay.
did back then was we would take records and find all the best little parts and
Right.
play them together.
Right,
so we
right,
was really making beats. Because what would happen
Exactly.
is when we do this long enough, a motherfucker will pick up a mic and start rapping
Right.
Get out on
while
it, you
we
know
on the
what I mean?
turntables.
Right.
That's what happened to me with
Right.
Ice-T.
That's the beat, yeah.
That's how I met Ice-T. I'm making a beat and this
That
nigga
was my
started
next
rapping.
question. I want to go into, OG Ice-T,
Yeah.
knowing that you did a few of his songs.
No, we did some songs. All of the songs we did were for the movie series that we were in, Breaking 2, which were considered corny at the time by most, I guess, but we were getting paid and they
There
were
you
big
go.
ass movies. And
And
the kids loved them. And so
that part again.
I just like my homies,
Right.
shout out to Greg and Steve. Everybody thinks Greg and Steve are corny, but they rich as hell and they do all the school concerts and they're old.
Right.
And they still doing shows.
That's
and
right.
one
There you
dude runs
go.
the Grammys damn near. So yeah, I'm gonna be like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it was just but DJing was different back then. Nobody kind of knew. So what we started, how you go to a festival and everybody's looking at the DJs and they got cameras.
Right.
So I learned this DJ thing, right? Now I'm DJing. So now I'm the only one I know that can do this scratching stuff. Of course, I've only been to like a high school party and some other I ain't done too much stuff.
Yeah.
I ain't been too many places, but I
Right.
think I know everything, right? There's a guy named Egyptian Lover like a mile from me that I don't
Egyptian
even know.
Lover,
He's
yeah.
doing similar. We're about speed and cut and fast and he's the same. So yeah, I didn't know he existed. I'm thinking it's just me. So I go and perform at the Capri Club picnic. Remember the Capri Club? Oh, you don't.
Yeah,
There was a Capri Club, Z Cars, and Uncle Jam's Army. Other promotion companies, but those were the ones that are known the most. Uncle Jam's, of course, and then Ultrawave later. But so I do a few of these parties, and then I get, I used to deliver equipment to get free turntables for the parties that I was doing so I can get paid.
Yeah.
So I go to deliver some gear to this one club, and I go inside, and it's like graffiti on the wall, and they got a stage, and it's just like a big-ass empty kind of room. So the guys who own the place came up to me and said, man, we heard you was a DJ. We want to hear you play. And I was like, all right. They said, what's your DJ name? I was like, Chris. DJ Chris. I had never had a DJ name
So
or
you
even
came
thought
up
of
with
one.
it
On top, right? They laughed. Come back tonight at 11, you play. We'll have a name for you.
Oh shit.
We'll give you a name. We'll put it on
Talk
a marquee.
Talk to me.
So I came back at 11. That just said 11 p.m., The Glove. I said, The Glove? That's me. I got on there and I started getting on the turntables, yeah. And the turntables, I had always played DJ booth. The booth was like up there in the corner, in the club. Or like Osco's was the first club that had the booth as the premier center stage in the bowl, in the middle.
Real talk.
And everybody could see them.
Yeah.
So this club radio, they could see me on the stage. So when I would DJ, I noticed that when the other guy was playing records, everybody was dancing. When I started DJing, everybody was standing there looking at me.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this? Nobody's dancing.
yeah.
And then I'm DJing, and this is like every time I DJed, right? The break dancers would stop for a while, and then I'd forcefully play something to make them go, get a circle going.
Yeah.
I started noticing the people in the crowd. It's like Prince, Michael Jackson, Sting. You know what I'm saying? These are the faces in the crowd. We had Madonna on stage, her first record ever. she asked me and Ice-T if she could perform. We took her, there was a room like this under the stage. We took her down there. She started to take off Ice-T's shirt. Ice-T was like, hold up. Okay, we're going to let her perform. We go upstairs. She go back perform and start taking Ice-T's shirt off on stage. Ice-T girlfriend standing in the corner. I got a picture with Lisa looking at that.
Man, she been ready all her life.
Dude. This is 1983.
Ready. Been ready.
Yeah, she could have been 19, barely.
Barely.
Like the dancers. She was that. She was you with them at 19.
So
right. So there you go. So we even got a picture. I'll show you that shit. Anyway, that's who's in the crowd, like big managers, Malcolm McLaren, all the records I'm playing. These cats is walking around watching me DJ. And I'm like, like, that's why I always tell people, they be like nervous and all that, whatever, bro. It's like, whatever, bro. If you fuck up, they don't know if you fucked up. You can fuck up and stop and make the beat come back and they go, ah. So don't be what you scared of. Like, move out the way, dude. Let me get up here. I'm going to fuck up. I'm going to fuck up on purpose.
I'm going to fuck up.
Yeah, I want to see what's going to happen. Because the way you come back off a fuck up is what make you a legend. Like, if you just go, oh, and then somebody else got to come and play the records, you whack. You froze. You can't freeze.
I heard that.
Yes, ma'am. So the thing is, once I started noticing that they were watching this, that's when we really started cutting up. So some of these people in the crowd turned out to be movie producers.
Real talk.
And they were like, we want to make a movie about this place.
So that's okay.
And that's how Breaking came up. They said, right. They said, we'll make a movie about this place. Because while we were doing that, so I told you who was in there. So people, reporters and stuff, you know, those people bring people and paparazzi and they start being around. So everybody's it was a happening. If you know what a happening is, it started like this NFT thing we're doing is a happening.
Yes.
So when it started happening, the calendar section of the LA Times used to be the biggest magazine and 4 million people. On Sunday, you get in the calendar to go get the movies. And whoever's on the cover is the hottest thing going.
Yes,
so they did a story about this club radio and it was the cover on calendar. The next week, it was 500 people in line every Friday from that point.
That's right.
And that's when they said, we're going to make a movie about this. And they made Breaking. They made up some shit about a girl. But she was she kept going to this club. That was the thing. So, you know, it was funny.
Been attached like to a lot from that. A lot of different series, a lot of different shows.
Yeah.
And it was from that.
That was the first thing I ever did in music.
That's
wow.
The first music I ever made as a professional was for a movie. They said, so I'm in there, I'm the DJ, right? So I'm DJing and they got Ice-T is on stage while they doing their scenes. We kind of like background extras, but playing ourselves.
Right.
Like, you know, so we're doing this and they getting us close-ups and marquees and whatever. So we're doing these things and on a break, like we chilling. And the producers, who I knew who they were already because they came to the club a bunch of times. And then I had a girlfriend at the time and she was like, I hear they're talking about music. And so she was ear hustling. And they said, they said they're going to hire, girls got a way of getting you going, bro.
Getting in there and getting the information.
I don't know how she found that out. Shout out to Lisa, man. She was like, hey.
Lisa.
Hey, she
remembered
said.
You, girl. This is back in 84.
Girl, she said,
girl.
they going to hire Africa Bambaataa. And you know, because I had just bought a drum machine like the week before. We had done this thing called breaking and entering. So me and Egypt was programming on the drum machine, teaching each other like tricks. Like he teach me something, I teach him something. We kind of, you know what I mean? We both had just got them. I got mine we was making $1,500 a week on the movie. And I was like, it's 83. So I'm like, yo, this is from being in the movie. So then they said, okay, you can make the music. We need these 2 scenes. We'll give you $20,000 per scene. Nice. It's 83.
Whoa. Nice. Yeah.
So I did the scenes, right? So then they said, we like this music. We want to make it the trailer. We'll give you $10,000 to do the trailer. Okay. Do the trailer, right? So then at the end, they go, we need to, like the movie's about to come out. I didn't even know they was making a record. They said, we got a record, but we don't have a talking song on it. It was rap. They used to call it talking. If you look on Ice-T's credit on this movie Breaking, it'll say rap talker.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they call it, talker. So the talker, I only knew one talker, Ice-T.
Yeah.
So they said, can you make a talking record out of this? I said, sure. So they gave me some more money. So I paid Ice-T the money they gave me that time. And we went to the studio and he wrote that shit, Reckless. Like,
that's right.
We did that in one day. After I had made all the money for being in the movie and doing that, And Ice was doing he was in the movie a lot, doing all kind of stuff and doing Fame. We was doing all kind of shit back then. And then, I mean, dude, it was so much. And then when the movie came out, so check this out, I got 2 songs in the movie. The movie comes out, now everybody talks about making money off of record sales and off of whatever, streams. Back then, when you had a song played in a movie, the royalty rate was 75 cents per play. If you in theaters that's playing 6 times, 8 times a day, you making like $10 a day.
Yeah.
Off of music over 5,000 theaters, 10,000 a theater. Whoa. Add that up. $10 times 3,500 theaters a day. Wow. My first royalty check was like $60K. Bam, from Reckless.
What? That's
nice. I mean, they was talking about, I was like, oh, yeah, I like this. And I had never done nothing else. So I was like, nothing like that. That was it. Then while I was doing that, like I said, they was doing Fame. I was the DJ in Shaka Khan video, I Feel For You. So she had the #1 song. I'm in that video and got the #1 movie all at the same time.
That's right, brother. Bless
you. It was 84.
Do you feel like, 84, back then, do you feel like the market was like, it wasn't as competitive? Like it wasn't as many DJs still then? And do you feel like that's why a lot of their leeway to like all of that happened? Like bam, bam, bam. Because now, like that shit ain't... That
don't happen like that.
No, fuck no.
Girl, we had...
For nobody, for nothing, in no like area right now.
I know, right?
Like music. So I'm like, damn.
It was 10 of us DJs in there at this time. Like I came out, Egyptian Lover came out, Raven Prince came out, Dr. Dre was a DJ. It was so much competition, but I just served them all. I wasn't caring.
What? Talk to
me. Egypt knows. They know. Me and Egypt used to go back and forth. Like, whoever turned away from... We used to DJ at a club called the Playpen. That's why I'm Uncle Jam's Army, because I DJ'd at the Playpen every Friday for a year. So all them others, this arena and all that, they was making money over there. We did 2 of them sports arena dances was empty. They wasn't packed. Today, there are these legendary parties, but they was not making money. The last one had a few thousand people, not 20. But we'll let the legacy be what it is and leave it. But yeah, they was, I saw them. I know who Uncle Jam is and who signed the contracts and who secured the money. Mm-hmm. It was, Roger is Roger. He's Uncle Jam. And then Gid is Gid. He's the partner. But there's another guy who's the bank. And that's the guy I know. And I used to be, me and Egypt used to be in the back DJing in his backyard. Edwin.
That's right.
Yeah, man. So it's a lot that people don't know that we know, because we were standing there listening to people talk. And so then they say a different thing, but it's cool. It's all good. I mean, whatever. So this Playpen, I'm DJing. I turn around to get a record, Egypt's DJing. As soon as you move, bro, it's over.
They on.
So as soon as I got my record, as soon as he turned his ass, I'm in.
Wow.
As soon as he go get a record, as soon as I go, it's like we was fighting. This was a box.
Yeah.
So every time you get a record, so I get a record. The beat goes on. The beat goes. I turn around. Planet Rock. Dude, this thing is playing Planet Rock. I was going to play it. So then I pick up Electric Kingdom.
Shit. I almost wish it was still like that these
Then
days.
I turn around. This dude,
that'd be dope to see.
Scorpio. I'm like, dude. You know what I mean? We two-headed monster, both playing heats.
By playing some shit that you probably had in your...
But I'm doing the same with him. He's the set, but it's my set.
That's
niggas busting
like
it together.
But that's a verse, bro.
That's like verses. That's why verses is taking off. That's what like
that's
normal.
hip-hop. That's our career. That's what we do.
And verses, they made a fucking killing off the normal ass shit that you was doing.
Coming up to 50 years of hip-hop.
Check it out.
Damn,
back at Cool Herc, right? There was a picnic in the park, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that they didn't have no music.
Yeah.
What do you call 1,000 people in the park with no music? A church picnic?
Shit.
Soon as you bring music, they start dancing.
Right.
And as soon as they start dancing, then the dude comes and says, man, let me get on the mic. Because he sees some chicks he want to talk to. So let me get on the mic. You're going to rapper. DJs, we like to play music. We don't talk.
Yeah.
So we rocking the beat. We into it. Here this motherfucker come. a hip, a hop, a hip to the hip. Who the fuck is on the mic? But you know, they rapping though. That's cool. So that's how hip hop started. If it wasn't for the dude with the system, it would be no hip hop.
Yeah, talk to me. Talk to me.
They keep on wanting to take it away from the DJ, but it ain't no hip hop without a DJ. It ain't no reason to rap if it ain't no DJ there. Who raps? Okay, everybody stand around.
Right, exactly.
I'm gonna say, no, clap your hands, everybody. No, you're not finna do that. You're gonna try to, you're not gonna do that.
No.
So hip hop is a party, no matter what they try to tell you. And the party starts with the music. There you go. So
take us back, Glove, to let's start with the first monumental hip hop record label, Ruthless Records. Some of your fondest memories from there.
Man, let me tell you, bro. Your dad, one of my fondest memories of phone on silent. One of my fondest memories of being part of Ruthless Records was every morning at about 6:45 a.m., Dre would call me and say, hold on, put Eazy on the phone. And me and Dre and Eazy, then I call my boy Mike Lynn, and we all be on the phone for like an hour every morning. Oh, wow. That shit was so fucking cool.
That's real.
Half the time we talked about whatever we was gonna do, but I couldn't tell you what we was talking about.
All the way. Yeah. Hold it till you go. That's right.
That's how far back. I'm on the phone with Dre and Eazy.
That's real.
Every day. Then Dre would hang up and come pick me up. And then we go to the studio. Yeah. Like, I wasn't like, meet me at the studio or go to the studio. Hey, can I get in? Or none of that. Nah. I met Dre at my house. My homeboy had met Dre somewhere. Shout out to Dave, party man. And he told Dre that I got a friend that is probably better than you at what you're doing. And he didn't believe him. So he brought him to my house. He said, Dre was like, I'm looking for somebody to kind of do what I do, but be an engineer and everything like that. And I laughed. I was like, oh yeah, what kind of engineer you are? You know, you a rapper.
Yeah.
Because, he's a producer. Yeah. You ain't no producer. You a rapper. To producers, Dre's a rapper. To rappers, Dre's a producer. See, he got it bad. None of us at that time was like, you ain't it. Yeah. But he was both. So I was like, okay. So I played him some of the music I had. And then he said, I want to message you, I'm going to sign you to my label, Ruthless. We're going to be, because he pulled up playing No More Lies. I was taking the trash out. Here come a Corvette around the corner, banging No More Lies. Dre's driving. But I didn't see Dre. You know how you see a car and you only see the person you know in the car? My homeboy's in the passenger seat, right? I'm like, Dave, man, whose bed is this? I'm not even looking at the other guy. I'm looking at my boy like, whoa, this car is hot. And I look over. Oh, it's Dr. Dre. I'm like, oh, man. He's like, what's up, I'm Dre. Yeah. What's up, Dre? So, he always say, I'm Dre. I'm like, nigga, you think I don't know you, Dre?
Right. Exactly.
So I used to laugh when he would introduce himself to girls. Shit, we'd be at the concert. I'm Dre.
Yeah, what Dre. The fuck? Nigga, yeah.
So, anyway, I forgot what I was saying, bro. I was just thinking about that shit. It was funny as hell in the weed.
How you guys basically met.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So he said, okay, cool. This was funny. So we got this pool party. I want you to come out here and hang out with us. Before we even worked, he was like, let's go to this party. So it was out in a city called Banning, not far from Palm Springs, right? So we go out to Banning.
This is the Wet and
Wild? So I guess it was kind of the original before the Wet and Wild. Me and Mike gave those parties.
Yeah,
we even named them, dude. They Dre's parties and all that, but them was my parties. That's why I got the Wet and Wild 3 on May 22nd in San Diego. Wet and Wild 3. It's going to be just like the other two.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
So, and 20 years later, Wet and Wild 3. You heard it here first. So check it out. We were just like completely out of control, bro, when we were doing all our stuff. So Dre was like, okay, you do music. Okay, cool. I'm going to sign you. I want you to do this. I want you to be I'm going to introduce you to Eazy, man. He going to love y'all, blah, blah, blah. So he introduced us. He liked the music. He wanted to roll with us. They signed us. It was cool. So I was working. So Dre used to tell me stories like he was working on that NWA record and they used to work at Audio Achievements, right? So you ever been over there? You know that studio at all? You ever seen it?
Yeah.
So it's in the back of a biker bar. You walk through the bar and behind the bar is a studio. You got to go through the bar though. Like they could be fighting.
I'm not shocked because there's some weird ass interests here.
Yeah, right. But it was like in the back.
Yeah.
So, and it had this board. I don't even remember what kind it was. Dre was making the most of it, but he was telling me a story about, he said, man, you know, I was mixing, I think it was Express Yourself. And he was like, bro, it was like all of us. I had to have like Ren, me, Eazy, we each pull down a fader for the breakdown. I was like, Dre. He's like, yeah, and one of them might fuck up or I might fuck up and we got to do it all over again. I said, Dre, I want you to come to the studio that I'm working at. I was doing the writing and stuff at this one spot, not too far off of Audio Achievements because it was a writing room, but it had a nice board and everything like that. So I said, I'm going to mix this and I want you to do the remix. Why don't you meet me up here? So I know the spot in the valley, Can-Am. So I invited Dre to Can-Am. He had never seen it before. So he comes to Can-Am Studios and he walks in there. I said, I want you to know that this right here, what you were saying about all them, he said, who gonna help run all this? I said, I run this all by myself. Look, all the faders move. He's like, what's that? Automation. Yeah. You never seen moving faders? And I hit the button and they go like that. Oh. And he was like, oh, no, this is 1989. Yeah. So he's, you know, I brought him the future. You know, I took him to Can-Am and then Death Row did all that shit at Can-Am.
Yeah.
They took over.
Yeah.
Like,
so use a real tool.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I told Dre, we were sampling shit, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, bro, like you want to sample? Why don't we just buy these keyboards? Remember when I said they didn't have those keyboards?
Yeah.
So now in 91, all this shit is old.
Yeah.
Them synthesizers is played out. You don't got an ARP Odyssey, a Mini Moog. They not doing that no more. It's all about what was that, DX7 and all that stuff was hot. Yeah. And so that's what it was about, that sound, those colors right there on that thing. That was what it was. Mm-hmm. And I was like, bro, we could be different from them. Why don't we just, instead of sampling those records, I can play them parts. Remember, I learned how to play the organ from an organist. Mm-hmm. I was peeling them sounds apart. I know how to pull the layers apart. We learned how to, so you notice the samples are layered. Part of it is sampled, part of it is replayed all the time. It ain't like we did, Aqua Boogie is Dre Day, but I'm playing the bass. Colin's playing some keys. We got the sample in there a little bit. It's a hodgepodge.
Real creative shit.
And that's what that was. So I was like, I was like G-Funk. Like I always say, they laugh. They say G-Funk. I say that G is for glove because I told that nigga to get them sounds.
Real shit.
And we doing that. And then we make the Chronic. And that's where G-Funk came from. Like we had conversations, deep ones, not just, you know, it wasn't that what people think.
Yeah.
We're scientists. We worked together. It wasn't I got robbed or whatever. Nah, bro. We creators, bro. There's a TV show called Fringe that reminded me of me and Dre, where these cats were merging different universes together.
Real talk. And that's what it definitely sounds like. You was putting him into some futuristic shit to make, you know, to create, fuck what it is. It's to create an individual to be great at what he is. I gave you some ingredients to this formula.
That's what I was sitting here to do. I was sitting here to make him great. Yeah. So I'll go do that.
Yeah.
No problem. I got no problem with it, bro. I like the greatness. I like seeing him up on the fucking hill. Even if I'm on barefoot. Doesn't matter to me. Look what I did. Who could say they did that?
Real talk. Real man.
A lot of the things that we did together.
And you still ain't barefoot. Nowhere near no damn barefoot.
I wouldn't let myself be that.
Beyond.
Yeah, I figure out how to make these magazines before I do that. I'll do anything. It doesn't matter.
Right.
I like the creativity.
Real shit.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not long-winded.
The way you said as a humble individual, I was brought here to do that.
Oh,
I know some people who talk like that. You know what I mean? Like I was brought here to make it great.
I was brought here for that. And he wasn't the only one, man, because through him, bro, Eminem came to me and said, I'm holding my 2-year-old daughter. And he was like, your glove? And I was laughing like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, there's Dre and Snoop and all these dudes in here. Yeah. And he runs up to me like, your glove? And I was like, yeah, bro. Little white kid.
Yeah.
I'm like holding my daughter. She's looking at him, fucking my ears and shit. CRI. And then this dude says, man, I rap because of you. And I was like, whoa.
That's dope.
What?
And someone knows the history like that.
And that dude said, you had a song called Reckless, and I learned how to rap that. And ever since then, I wanted to rap, and I wrote raps because of that.
Dope.
And that was Eminem. Eminem is the greatest rapper alive as far as sales.
Okay,
I don't care about people's feelings.
Talk to me. Tell me the reason.
Nobody saw Everybody bases, now there's levels of greatness in different areas.
There you go.
But there's in all things, success in with financial. Like, who was the greatest successful movie? They're going to say whatever sold the most, not the one that everybody liked the most.
Yeah.
They don't talk about It's a Wonderful Life like they talk about Titanic and Avatar. So, they're great movies. They're all equally great, okay? But when you get to the top of the heap, who got the most?
I wouldn't disagree with you
on that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't care if I don't listen to, he ain't the greatest rapper. He ain't the bestest rapper. He ain't my favorite rapper. But he's the biggest selling rapper from America. And that puts him as the biggest selling rapper in the world.
The greatest rapper in the world is the biggest rapper. Selling rapper in America.
No, the biggest selling rapper.
Biggest selling rapper.
Not the greatest rapper. Not the best rapper. None of that.
Got you.
He's the biggest selling rapper.
Yes, he is.
And so that guy, he told me that. So I was like, cool. So then I hear Kanye West. He's got a album, and on the end of his album, he talks about how his career wasn't happening, and he got with Jay-Z, and he was just trying to do some beats for this Rock La Familia thing. And he goes, so I took the drums off Explosive, and then I did this, and he did that Rock La Familia. It's Explosive. Wow. Then he did H to the Izzo. That's Explosive.
What?
It's about 7 records he sampled. Explosive.
What? That's one of your favorites. That's what you consider the greatest, don't you? Kanye.
Okay, and this is the other part. So Kanye says, I sampled the drums from Explosive, and Dr. Dre inspired my greatness in my career. But see, Kanye don't know, I had made Explosive.
Talk to me.
I made it all.
Talk to me.
I stood there in front of Dre and was like, look, man, we need to do a beat like this. Because I was already on the Isaac Hayes. I was Mobb Deep out. So I was like, we need to do this. And I took that Mobb Deep, I slowed it down. I took the Isaac Hayes, I said, like this. And I took the drum. The drums are not even a drum pattern. It's a loop that I play halfway. So that's why I go boom, ticka-ta, doom, ticka-ta. It wasn't like a beat. I made the beat like that. No, that's why it runs like that. See, we do hip hop. It gotta have a break beat or it ain't hip hop.
Yeah.
It's just something else. When you put the break beat in, you can even take the break beat out, but you can, all them songs, Trey Day is a break beat.
Yeah.
All them songs are break beats. Every one of our big songs are break beat. Gin and Juice is break beat. Right. All these songs are break beats. If it ain't a break beat, it ain't it. I mean, nowadays you can kind of make, but I still do. I use break beats. I use drummers now and make break beats. I say play. I put in my headphones, play records, play Lou Rawls, play this, play that, and they just, you might not want to play this. Is this live?
Yeah, real talk.
So this is top secret shit. I'm gonna let it out though. I'll get a drummer to come in and I make my own breaks. I've always made my own drums.
Yeah, that's smart.
So when we got like Dre let me go in this spot and he's got it mic'd up perfect for these drums, like 82 mics and the whole shit and oh man, the room. And so I go in there and clown. It's like going to Spielberg spot and having a ball with everything set up. So
that's real.
You know, that's why I laugh when people say shit about the homies, whatever. They can say what they want to say. It ain't like that. Just like Eazy, man. People didn't know him. They didn't know them. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know us. They weren't there. I don't see none of these people that talk. I didn't see them.
Yeah.
It's people that, man, something just happened to me where I got press going and outside of this country, somebody said that the people's names that I mentioned, who I worked with in my career, I had to pay to mention their names in the press, right? Oh, wow. I told them people, I said, I don't think they know like what's going on here. I don't know what that is. But so I was like, okay. And then
that's crazy.
They found out otherwise. And because I was like, okay,
with your resume.
I said, who do I gotta pay? Put it in writing, tell me who needs what. As soon as I said that, all of a sudden the story changed. Mm-hmm. You know, because I wanted to take that.
Real
then it was my homies like, you finna charge me for something? No. So I know you, Snoop, ain't finna ask me for no money to say your name in no article. So who's this person I'm finna fire? I want to know. Give me the info. So they finally, they backed all the way down. Wow. But it's just that kind of thing where people are, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say this business is like the 50s, that part too. Mm-hmm. It ain't, so we were talking earlier and I was explaining how I felt like the music business today is like it was in the 50s. And she said, really? Thinking it was on a negative level, but it was on the new labels coming about, like Cadillac Records and Motown coming after that, and all the other labels that were black owned too. And you know, it's more entrepreneurial spirit from the 50s
Yes.
today, as opposed to just that whole robbery, which still kind of happens unless you can get control of it.
Right.
You know? But, you know, people don't, you know, we don't own enough Black folks to control much.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
So, you know, we end up being subjected to a lot of things. Like, so as I was saying with Kanye, though, so I inspired him. He's the richest guy in music. He's 6.6 billion. So you got Eminem, arguably the biggest seller ever.
Gave you this compliment, gave you flowers.
And then he said, we started him. Like, you started because of me. And then this guy said, I got this because I'm like, okay, so I'm an influencer then.
There you go.
So I was sitting here to do that.
Yeah.
So I've influenced Dre and Eminem and Ice-T and these guys and whoever they influenced.
Right.
It starts somewhere.
Right.
I had the platinum record before all of those guys did.
Right.
In 1984, we sold 4 million copies of that same record. And I told you the royalties off of the movie streams were better than the royalties off the records.
You come from that seed that, you know, I feel like, you know, I came from and planted. My father, you know, you came from.
You royalty, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
But you have definitely given me the knowledge that you have planted that seed in a lot of these greats in this hip hop game, brother. You feel what I'm saying? And I had the pleasure to have him call me and say, hey, you bring yourself up in this studio and clean up these vocals for me. You know what I mean? We did a song together on whatever terms and reasons we did the song.
We did it.
It again, like he said, he was brought here. You feel what I'm saying? So by divine, you know what I mean, intervention, I was brought to sit here and finally get introduced to the glove. Yeah. And we worked on a hip hop rock and roll record.
Yeah, it was a fun project too, but I was already telling you that I wanted you to rap another way.
Yeah.
I really do. I still do, bro. Because if you do that shit, you gonna see your life change instantly. Just do it for fun.
Yeah. See, there you go. You know what I mean? And just get some knowledge from him. You know what I mean? Him to vocally produce me. You feel what I mean? I was touched, and it's a pleasure, man. It's
man, come on, man. You family, dude. Cut it
up.
It's
a pleasure. So, Glove, what I do is we tune into, again, brought to you by Richard Ruthless. We brought to you by Sweets.
Getting money been the motherfucking model, yeah. Was 16 ducking hollow shells. My routine was the clientele. Another gram, another scale. Another sack, another sale.
Brought to you by Kaya Herb House. Respect the roots.
We're back with Lil ETV, and this is, you know what I mean? It was the roll-up hour. As you plenty seen me roll up a beat to sit here with Glove. He gonna have me over here just faded because he got them things, man. He is on my level, you know, and I ain't get to roll no traits, but I'm doing good and fine over here. But this Sports Talk 101 on Lil ETV, and we gonna sit here and get into the Glove. And this is what we do with our guest that comes in. We talk, and we heard earlier him speaking on the fact that he played point guard. Again, was telling you his immaculate wingspan of what he can do and he can get out. And then we've spoken, heard of him already giving out his flowers to what he feels is the great, you know, in Magic Johnson. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go and ask him for his top 5. You know what I mean? Top 5 overall best players in basketball. Can you give me
all through history or just
all through? And
eras?
It's crazy, you know what I mean? As I'm sitting here listening to him and I understand how he got the name The Glove, I want to ask him, what does he feel that he played point guard? Before we get into his top 5 of what do you feel about The Glove? You know what I mean? Just from him being from my co-host's area. She's from Northern California. You feel what I mean? She, you know, represented those state, whatever, Warriors. And that's what she does. You know what I mean? So
I see the
Glove
right
coming
there.
from her area. Exactly. Having a similar name, I want to ask him, you know, his thoughts on The Glove. You know what I mean?
So Gary Payton, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
I always chuckle because, like, so here I go. So remember that place I used to DJ at, and those people that came in there. Remember I mentioned the guy Michael Jackson. So he used to go there. Now this is 1983. So remember, this is 1983.
Real talk.
So in 1984, now in 1983, I'm The Glove. I wear a glove, after-ski glove. That's a sparkly glove on the left hand. I cut the fingers out so I could hit the records with it, right? He's standing 20 feet from me all the time. I'm DJing with this glove. I watched this nigga on the fucking special. They did that shit right down the street from there. It was in Pasadena, the 25th. Michael Jackson did the moonwalk. He was learning it at radio. A dude from Shalimar was teaching him. Jeffrey Daniels was teaching the motherfucker how to moonwalk over there in the club. Next thing I know, he got a glove on.
I knew you. See these motherfuckers? They still like.
Now I don't care what nobody says.
I know.
That dude did not have a glove on before he came to radio.
See, man.
So forget about Gary Payton.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm mad at Michael Jackson right now for jacking my shit.
Yeah.
What?
Rest in peace, homeboy. I know you a jacker, Mike. You got skills, but you a fashion jacker.
Yeah.
Man.
So there you go. Now Gary Payton, they just named him that, and he just took it like me. They named him for his reasons, but I'm older. How could I have been from him?
No, of course.
I had the glove in 84 on movie screen as credit in a movie. A big movie, not a little one. Like not Beach Street.
I heard that.
It was breaking.
That. Yes.
Beach Street was a great cultural movie, but it was a box office dud.
I hear you.
They didn't even make 10 million, I think, till now.
Oh no.
Breaking 60 million.
He said till now.
60 million off top. And then Breaking 2 even like 20 million.
And yeah, for them to know, you had it before, but I know you as a basketball man, so let's critique what you feel the glove.
I think that bro. When he became a Laker, I was happy as hell, bro. I love how he played, man. He talks so much shit. He's the same size as me. That dude's the same. Actually, he might be taller. Okay. Gary Payton might be 6'7". He's one of them dudes that you.
I think he's about your height, 6'6". He's about your height, maybe a little.
So he worked at Fox when I was over there at Fox, and I wear Jordans, and he wears sneakers, and I stand next to him, and he's bigger.
Wow. Okay.
Like all the way.
Okay.
That's on paper.
Yeah, real talk.
I'm 6'4" on paper too. I'm not 6'4", bro. I'm not 6'4".
The exact height, because I figured he was under 6'5" and 6'4".
I play basketball too, but he's one of the greatest defenders I ever seen, bro. And he can get in your head.
There you go.
Yeah,
okay, so your top 5, bro.
So my top 5 players
all around.
Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. First, those two.
Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
And then Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace. There you go.
And then from there, I got to say, this is where it gets different.
They're very difficult.
So, no, not difficult. I'm different, though. Because I already got Kobe.
You got a shooting guard. You got a point guard. You got to consider the best center, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So, okay, now I'm going to do this one. This is going to be my favorite Lakers. I'm not even going to do the best players, bro.
Talk to me. Let's switch it up.
This first one, this is the best. Yeah, the glove is changing it today. So we're going to go with the best Lakers, right? So this is my team, bro. I got to have them all. So I got LeBron, Kobe, Shaq, and Kareem, right? Mm-hmm. And my point guard is Magic.
Magic, okay. Talk to me.
Now, them 5 right there can probably beat any 5 that you come up with in the world.
You're right.
Like, I got Shaq and Kareem. Kareem's the power forward. He the stretch.
Yes.
He can shoot a 15-footer. You can't stop.
He's going to dominate the whole
game. And he's 7'2".
Yeah.
Magic's going to just toss it to him all day, irritating the shit out of you. Like, he going to have 82 assists. Kobe going to get everything he going to run wild. He going to get the ball and shoot it. Whenever he gets the loose balls, they're not going to ever pass it to him. He going to have 32 points.
I heard that.
But my 5 best favorite players of all time, let's just go with that. Okay, so now I'm going to go with Magic, Kobe, Jordan.
There you go.
And then, now these are favorite players. And then, this is where I'm going to fuck you up. I like Shawn Kemp.
Wow.
And then, I like the Skywalker, man. I like David Thompson, bro.
Wow. Okay.
David Thompson could jump over anybody. If he had Magic throwing him the ball, bro, he would probably be the greatest player you ever heard of. You ever see that dude's posters? Mm-mm. This dude could jump so high, he stand straight up. That's why they call him Skywalker. He looked like he was walking in the air. Like, he would be up. He's 38-inch vertical.
There you go, okay.
And he's 6'7".
Oh, my goodness, okay.
He's tearing on the top of the backboard. This dude done dunked on people. Like Dr. J, everybody likes him. Everybody love. These are people like when I play fantasy basketball, they don't tell you, get LeBron. It's like, there's LeBron. There's Steph Curry. Like, we don't talk about them. They're great. You're going to get 60 points with one of them. So all of them's Dr. J, Elijah Wan, David Robinson, them was all great. They all great.
That's right.
They all great. But I got them 5 Lakers that'll probably run anybody. And every other team besides them 5 Lakers got to start with Jordan or you're going to lose.
Yeah, they better. That's the greatest to me, you know what I mean? And then goes Kobe Bryant.
He was definitely the dopest one to watch, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and then to be honest, and everybody can only hear you are a Laker fan.
Oh, man, tried and true. But, I mean, bring me another team that got more championships and I'll be their fan.
Yeah, I heard that. I mean,
I'm one of them quantifiable guys. Money, most sales. Lakers win.
Yeah.
I would be a Celtics fan if I was born over on the East Coast anywhere. But I'm born in L.A.
That's right. There you go.
And I had to ride with these Lakers this year, and they was.
I was going to ask you,
Mr. Glass. I feel like Mr. Glass needs to go.
Mr. Glass, and who's
yeah,
that?
Mr. Glass, bro. That's Anthony Davis.
Oh, he's
Mr. Glass. He don't have no stamina at all.
They call him Street Clothes. You said Mr. Glass. Street Clothes and Mr. Glass.
Do you ever see that movie where Unbreakable? That's a movie with, you remember that, right?
Yeah.
So there was a dude who was breakable. That was Mr. Glass. Everything that touched him broke him. Everything. And then Unbreakable, you couldn't break him. He was his ultra. But dude, Mr. Glass was hella smart. So he was a rival. But you could touch him and his whole body would crumble.
Well, and that's what you feel the problem is, Anthony Davis.
I feel like if he could play, nah, man, he didn't play. The coach didn't play.
I hear you.
Look, one of the names I didn't say because he's a Celtic and I'll never name none of them as great. The one dude that won 11 championships.
Bill Russell.
Bro, he coached while he was playing. Like, you don't have to coach.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, let me tell you back to the Lakers. I'm watching this show you were asking about earlier, Winning Time.
Yes.
I love that show, but I started to not like it when I found out none of the Lakers had nothing to do with it. The dude who wrote the book is the one telling the story, not the players.
Wow.
So he got like a secondhand account. He wasn't really there.
Okay.
He was there, but he wasn't really like.
Okay, so he can't even give.
No, he can give what he feels.
What's the head guy? The head owner?
Oh, he might have known him. The one who died. Who signed everybody. Why can't I remember his name? All I know is Jack Kent Cook, but it ain't him. Jerry Buss.
Dr. Buss. So does he? Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Does this writer have any time?
He must be close to Buss because most of the story is about Buss.
Buss, okay.
But anyway,
I was going to check it out, and
I
wanted to ask you that because I started to, and then I kind of zoned off. But I said, you know what? The storyline is something I don't want it to because I didn't grow up. I'm a Laker fan to the T with you. You feel what I'm saying? But
you didn't see Showtime.
I grew up wanting to be like Mike. You feel what I'm saying? You know what it is. I'm born in '84, so I want to be like Mike. So
when the Lakers was winning, you wasn't even born.
Yeah.
From 80 to 89, he was 1.
Yeah.
To 4. You didn't even know what you had.
4 years old is when
I
jumped on the 49ers and the Bulls, and that's when I just went like he said. But Glove said it. I was going with winning.
You got to.
Dynasty.
That's
winning.
right. You did good too.
What was winning? And then they took Phil Jackson away. Of course, Michael retired. Scotty tried to do what he do. They took Phil away and they went up over here and I was watching it because it was an exciting thing to watch. And here comes this boy, Kobe Bryant, that they made me believe that he was similar or supposed to be the next Michael Jordan, number 24. It only speaks for itself. I'm not him, but I'm the next one to him.
He was number 8 first. You know where that number came from, bro?
Go talk to me.
Most people don't know this, bro, but Scottie Pippen was number 9 on the
Chicago Bulls.
On that super team.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Jordan's number was, I can't remember his number. Kobe's number is 24 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan's numbers were 23 and 9. Most people don't know that he wore that number.
Mm-hmm.
Look on the Olympic team. So Kobe, what he did was he bookended
the similarities of you.
He put Jordan, I'm 1 better than you with 24. And I'm better than, I think it was Scottie Pippen. I put it together. Whoever that number, his number 8 is either 1 more than the number or 1 less than whatever number Jordan wore. He will put his numbers around Jordan.
Yeah.
24 and 8. Most people don't see that. But when he died, I looked and I saw that. That's what I was like, oh, wow, bro. This is deep. So anyway, Yeah, he, you know, Jordan is great. I mean, and he played with some great players too. But like them Showtime Lakers, this is what the coach said. He said, look, man, he said, I don't care who we playing. He was like, get the ball and run. Run as fast as you can. By the time they get the fourth quarter, they're going to be lacing up their shoes. They're going to be hanging on their shorts, and we're going to be lacing up our track shoes. And the Lakers in the Showtime ran everybody in the ground by 20 off top. Bang, they was taller and faster. And way faster.
Yeah, I thought it was excited for my grandpa.
They used to call them the Juggernaut from L.A. Yeah. When they would come on TV, they'd say, the Juggernaut from L.A. They was like 62 and these fools won before Jordan and them. Man, these dudes got all the records, 33 games in a row, 60-something wins until they won finally, 69 or whatever the records. Lakers had the record.
Yeah.
Like, they broke Laker records. They had to beat the Lakers to get their first title. Nobody remembers that. They came through here.
Yeah.
We own it.
Yeah.
Come
real
get it.
Talk, real talk.
So this time we lost, you know, because Mr. Glass, he couldn't play. When you can't play, you can't win. They can't make up for Anthony Davis with these guys.
No, they can't. No, they can't. Everybody's going to play the Lakers aggressively because they hunting for
every game is championship game against the Lakers and the Celtics.
Sure is. It sure
every
is.
game. So every game on the schedule. This when I was at Inglewood and we was 33-0, they said everybody's gunning for you. So you got to play every game like it's a title. We caught everybody's best game and still went 33-0.
Real shit. Real shit.
That's what they was trying to do to Lakers. They bring them their best game.
Bringing their best game. We're going to be back in effect. We're going to be back where we need to be. But it's sad we didn't make the playoffs. But I asked him about the coach because, of course, news knowing now, in time, the coach is no longer with them. Frank Vogel was fired.
Rest in peace for his career for us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that's what they do. They can't fire the players.
Yeah, they can't.
You can't fire Anthony Davis.
What's your thoughts on Russell Westbrook?
Okay, so in the beginning of the season, I kept saying, man, he's going to be dope if they bring him off the bench the way they did with number 7. Remember Lamar Odom? He was a superstar and a starter for every other team. They put that fool as the second unit. What people don't understand about basketball, this is why you win in basketball. You build a team who can practice with you. So you make the best practice squad possible. So I remember when the Lakers were winning, Michael Cooper was on the bench. He was guarding Jamal Wilkes.
I heard that.
You know what I'm saying? You got AC Green. These dudes that are on the bench are a starting 5 anywhere else.
Yeah.
And that's when the Lakers was winning. So they put Lamar Odom on the bench.
Which work?
When that dude came, okay, so this is what happens. The stars start, then they sit down, and the second unit come in. If I'm a star, when the second unit come in, they're lunch. I play with the first unit and kill them. The second unit, throw me a lob from close my eyes and let me just. It's like, I'm open. This is a dude sitting in front of you. I'm open. I'm always open with the second unit. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
So I said, if Russell Westbrook, he could start and play 2 minutes and they just call a timeout and sit his ass on the bench and let the team get their shit going and then bring him in when LeBron come out. And let him run, they always have a superstar on the floor. And nobody can guard Russell Westbrook ain't got to pass the ball either because they on the bench. These dudes are scrubs with Russell Westbrook. He got Michael, Kendrick Nunn and what's his name? Reeves or whatever the dude's name is. The white boy. Austin Reeves, bro. You what? I ain't passing. I'm taking this to the rack. Shit. I'm going to get 30 points a game on the second and then let him close.
Yeah,
you let him start for 2 minutes. See, that's why the coach should have been fired, though, because he should have at least tried that. Like this coach said for them Lakers, he said, run. Just run. Yeah. They're not going to be able to keep up. Yeah, trust me.
The old school way.
Them dudes was tired. Them Lakers was collapsing like we can't run.
We have the young units around Malik Monk, you know what I mean? Stanley Johnson still running. They go around LeBron that can sit here and make it work. So, you know what I mean? Maybe, we'll see what we do next year.
I like Monk and Ed Reeves or Austin Reeves.
What about Tyler Horton?
I don't like him. He's a hog.
He's a hog?
He's a ball hog. He's like an imitation Kobe. He ain't Kobe.
I hear you.
So I don't like him. And then I don't like, we don't have a center.
Dwight.
I mean, he ain't Dwight no more. He's some guy with his number.
Glass.
Yeah, I need, or Mr. Glass, we need to trade him.
And get some picks.
No, we don't need no picks, bro. We need to win tomorrow.
I heard that.
So we need to let LeBron be the GM again, keep Russell Westbrook or buy him out, put his ass on the bench. Let Russell Westbrook run the second unit, bro. I'm telling you, he could be an all-star and all that. Just sit your ass down. Start 2 minutes and sit the fuck down.
Smart man.
And then come in when the sorry dudes is out there. You're going to run them in the ground, man. There ain't no question.
I got you.
So
there you go, Sports Talk 101.
Yeah.
You give it the real love about the Lakers, man. But again, we appreciate you having it. You got a little. Let me see that so I can zoom in on the.
Oh yeah,
on the cartridge
man. You up, man.
No, I don't. Yeah. I know we gonna go.
I want you to open that up and show them what that is.
You know what I mean? But
That's
I want
really
to let
pleasant.
you know, tobacco-free hand rolls,
Yes.
sweets, glass
High
tip.
as fuck,
It's
too.
hand rolled.
Yeah, girl.
Tobacco-free
Yes, sir.
hand roll. And it has
Show 'em that
Kush
tip.
with the premium Jack sorbet.
That one is,
powered
but
by
you know,
Nug, you know what I mean?
show them that
Follow
tip.
Sweets at sweets.ca.
There you go.
There you go, you know what I mean? It's nice glass tips. You guys be sure to check that out. Soon to be working with Richard Rufus Distribution.
Yes, sir.
But for real, you know what I mean? Tobacco-free hand roll sweet. Check that out from the home club. Yes, indeed.
Appreciate y'all.
So we appreciate him coming in, you know what I mean? Hollering at
Yes,
us today.
yes.
I appreciate it. It's an honor. It's a pleasure, you know what I mean? Again, taking it down memory lane on some monumental stuff of what he, as a real man, came into this world, like I said, just to do. Just
Appreciate
to make
you
greatness
guys.
out there. You know what I mean? Working with some of the best, as he told you, you know what I mean? So that's another episode of Little E TV, brought to you by Nebel TV and Nebel Media. Kush Doc Magazine. Be sure to check it out again, Dr. K. We appreciate you for having a great Kush Doc event, Cannabis Talk 101. Again, brought to you by Richard Rufus Cannabis, and it's Lil E TV. I'm in my own lane, and that's my host.
Getting money, been the motherfucking